I think I was born with a full face of makeup. Makes me happy. I looking at myself and
Yeah.
feeling, she's a fine girl. Guest fallacy in the beauty industry, high-end product, so that their output is the result is flawless. My name is Awele Nwokolo, and my company name is Awie Beauty. Years in business, total duration of operation since establishment. This one is tricky. It's tricky because I started or I trained way back in 2012, and then I took a very long break and resumed fully in 2022. So in recent times, I would say 3 years, but in total since establishment, over 13 years. Most valuable advice, key guidance received or given in entrepreneurship. I would say take that chance. I think a lot of the times entrepreneurs let fear hold them back. So whatever risk that you think will elevate your business, forget about the fear, just jump and do it. Of course, weigh the factors, but I think go for it is my most valuable advice. Essential beauty product that I absolutely can't do without is a lip gloss. And my social media handles, I have my personal page at Awie Dolls and my beauty page at Awie_beauty.
Well, at what point, did you decide you're going to go into the makeup industry? Was it like there was a gap in the market or the love for makeup? What was the trigger?
Honestly, I think I was born with a full face of makeup.
Oh, I see.
Like
You
literally
love
came
it.
out of my mother's womb with a face bit. Because as far back as I can remember, like being a little girl, maybe 5 or 6, I had attitude about how I looked.
Mhm.
I was very conscious. It used to drive my mother crazy. Why she would buy things for everybody and they would take it, and me, I had questions like why?
Yeah.
Why is it ugly? Why is it this color? Why is it this? Why is it that? And then as I grew into teenage years, I then started to dress my mother up.
Yeah.
Literally would pick out what she was wearing for the week to
Yeah.
work. And then Saturday and Sundays, I'm there and church events and
Yeah.
stuff. I would pick out the color combinations as if there's no uniform.
I see.
I would tell her, no, the red looks better with the wine, or the white looks better with the gold. And then actually like put on some makeup for her.
Mhm.
So I had a gap year after high school where I was trying to get into university. You know how jams all of us. And I didn't get admission that year. My mother was like, there's no way you're going to be at home just doing nothing until next year, right? So you should learn a trade. And she thought, okay, because I'm a beauty girl, I love everything fashion, hair, makeup. She should put me in hairdressing school. And she put me in this horrible, I will never forget this lady. These roadside hairdresser stores, that do Ghana weaving and weave-ons and all that. She was just so rude. And when you train with such people, they think you're there as a house help. So she literally was turning me to her slave, having me run errands, trek miles to buy her food. And I was like, I just told my mom, I said, I don't want to learn hair again.
I see.
She's like, so what else will you do? I said, makeup.
Okay.
I would love to learn makeup. So the very next day or so, she made some calls. By the next week, she had found this studio not too far from our house. And, she gave me transport fare. She's like, enjoy. And I would stay there for hours. It would be time to come home and I'll be like, no, I don't want to go. I was learning how to tie gele. I was learning makeup. Makeup, of course, wasn't what it was then. I'm talking 2012, 2011. It was so basic, but it was just so fascinating for me. And when I would go home, I'd practice on everybody. Myself, my sister, my cousin, my mother herself. I was just so eager to learn. Oh, today I learned how to fix lashes. Sit down. Yep. Oh, today I learned how to draw eyebrows. Sit down. Oh, today I learned how to do this. So I was very, very passionate about makeup from very young.
When it comes to childhood, most times kids kind of emulate or look up to someone, and that kind of channel their interest, whatever. So was there like somebody in your life who was into makeup or into fashion that you loved, and the looks that kind of triggered you or fascinated you?
Actually, I can't think of anybody. My mother was a proper fashion lady, way ahead of her time. But I will not say she did anything extra, like especially with makeup. My dad doesn't like that. I remember I had a very one big fight me and him had was because I had so much makeup on and it was eyeshadow blue. So she, as a wife, didn't use colors, didn't kept her makeup very clean, very basic, lip gloss, eye pencil, that type of thing. So I wouldn't say it came from her, and I wouldn't say it came from one particular person. That's why I said I think I was born with like foundation and lipstick because I, looking back, I can't say. Of course, makeup wasn't what it was. It's not what it is now. Back then, right? So the makeup back then was like thin eyeliners, and so there wasn't even anything.
And which year was that?
This is like as far back as maybe under 10, because I'm trying to think back as young as I possibly can to say which auntie or who did I look up to say I want to be like this person. No, nobody really, apart from the movies we watched. I remember I used to watch a lot of red carpet shows. E was one of my favorite channels as a teenager. I used to just love seeing celebrities get ready for events, and it would just be fascinating to me. But no, nobody.
And when you talk about E, it's more like black celebrities.
Both. Right? In fact, white, black, any ethnicity, just the process. And it's why sometimes when I talk to my husband about Kim Kardashian, he just rolls his eyes because he's like, you have come again. But honestly, I what I enjoy is not what most people are enjoying. I'm just loving seeing them go from basic to fabulous and like literally, of course it takes longer in real time, but on TV it's like and it's 30 minutes, they're ready. You can see the process of hair, makeup, glam, jewelry is also another big thing for me. So I love to see how they pick diamonds to go with this outfit or that outfit. That whole thing is just such a pet project of mine. I love it so much. So I don't know that there's one, to answer your question, one person that I saw, I said, I want to be like her. No, not really. It was just how I was born, I think.
Going back to when you started, and this kind of brings a question in me. Like, makeup wasn't that popular, but right now, internet, social media has made everything influencing.
Yes.
Everything is, you can literally learn makeup by watching Instagram or YouTube.
Yeah.
Do you think this kind of has affected the business in any way, or do you think people kind of sought out for experts to still make them up?
My answer to that is if you didn't do, you didn't do. Yeah. You know why? As much as, yes, there's a lot of resources now. There's so many. Like I trained in 2012. And I took a break and I was ready to come back into the business, but I didn't want to go through anybody because I had the basics and people would look at me and say, your makeup is nice. But I just wanted fine tuning. So I went on YouTube and I learned. And a lot of people are doing that. But I personally believe that women who don't have a flair for it, don't have a flair for it.
Oh, I see.
They can't very happy to outsource that service. So whether it has impacted the business, no, I wouldn't say that. I would say that the younger generation have become very independent to do it themselves. But the millennials and the people who are older than us, like I was telling you today, I had a mother of the bride. I can't imagine she would go on YouTube and try to do her own makeup. You know what I mean? So that generation, our generation, at least some of us, definitely still seek that service of, come and give me the experience of somebody else giving me a full glam. Yes, it is self-care.
Yeah, of course.
For me. But yes, I don't think it's going out. It's going anywhere anytime soon.
Just on the side notes, the first day I met you, as you walked into the room, all the ladies were like, oh my God, the face beat is given. Is that your usual self? Is that how you go out every day?
I get this question all the time. I remember I posted a picture from that event, and a colleague of mine was like, "Who's that?" Because the person I am at work is not different. Who she saw. So to answer your question, no, it's not everywhere. In fact, there was a period of I think a year or two after I had my second child where I just was not wearing makeup. It was very irritating to me. But I'm starting to get back into my groove. And this is me in my natural state is I do love a face beat. And I don't know what it is. If it's that, I just do it to gather the attention of, oh, I like your face, or I like your makeup.
Or promote your business.
Or promote my, in fact, it's funny business. That's what I was telling you, that I had this issue with my dad, and I think I was maybe 15, where I had like loud blue eyeshadow. I'll tell you a funny story. He had taken me to University of Benin precisely.
Okay.
And he stayed back. A lot of parents don't do that. They don't take you to university. They give you
transport.
transport.
Nobody took me
to figure out your way to school. But I was his first child, and he wanted to make sure I settled in properly. So we both took a bus.
Okay.
Instead of this man to go back to Lagos, he stayed back in Benin, got a hotel, stayed back. The next day, he made a few calls and was like, I'm going to hand you over to
a lecturer.
A lecturer or an official to watch over you. So after your classes at 12, I think we had orientation or something, be at this office at maybe 1 or 2. I said, okay. I had a green t-shirt on. Guess what your girl did? Green eyeshadow.
To match.
Green eyeshadow. My father saw me and said, what? Like, I'm going to introduce you to somebody to bring you under their wing, and you are coming looking like, what? He just made me go to the nearest tap and wash my face.
Really?
So I'm just trying to cast your mind back as to how far I've been doing this
nonsense.
How long I've been doing this. So it makes me happy. I don't know that it is that, I just want to come in and be the center of the attention. I don't think it's what it is. I think I love looking at myself and feeling, she's a fine girl. Yeah, that's just simple truth.
That's nice. Okay, so I was chatting with a friend, and we're kind of talking about, there are a lot of products in the market right now. So she was telling me that she feels that the more expensive the product is, the better the outcome. The face needs and all. So I'm like, okay, I have some makeup friends. I'm gonna ask them. So do you think that the amount or how much you spend on products, brings out the best blend or the best face?
Absolutely not.
Oh, really?
The biggest fallacy in the beauty industry.
Oh, you've heard that, right?
Oh,
I'm not just the one.
I have. I've heard people say they hire makeup artists expecting that because they're a makeup artist, they have high-end product so that their output the result is flawless. Lies. When I started off in 2022, I was using Drugstore makeup because I was testing my feet in the water in Canada. I'd never done it in Canada. I've practiced makeup in America, where I used to live, in Nigeria, of course. Never in Canada, but I didn't want to invest so heavily in it that I would crash out and overwhelm myself to the point where I would use up all my savings or use up every penny I had to start out a makeup brand that might or might not kick off.
Yeah.
Because I noticed North Americans were very independent. We barely outsource things, right? So I didn't know that there was a huge Nigerian community of people going to weddings every Saturday or going to events or doing photo shoots or whatever. So I was afraid. I thought, honestly, that nobody was going to patronize me. I was surprised when I found out the number of makeup artists we even have in Edmonton.
I know
alone.
a few,
So I really was scared. So I played safe. And I went to Walmart, actually, and I bought a ton of Revlon products. Not Revlon, I'm sorry, Maybelline.
Oh, Maybelline, yeah.
I bought a ton of Maybelline foundations, just different shades. A bottle of Maybelline foundation, I think, was $11 something.
19. Yeah, it's not usually above
No,
20.
it's not. It's not. Concealers as well. I bought Elf concealers. Powders were Maybelline as well. And I'm just trying to explain to you the misconception. Yes, it was such a basic drugstore brand. But the results I was getting was better than some of what I was seeing online. And you would hear the client say, it feels so light. I don't feel, my face is not cakey. Doesn't feel heavy at all. And they don't know the difference because maybe they don't know so much about makeup. A client like that might not care if you're using Fenty or MAC or whatever as opposed to Maybelline. But what the client cares about at that point is how their face looks. And it looked perfect to them. So that's good enough. That's the result they're looking for.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you're using a high-end product, a foundation bottle that's $70 or one that's $22. You know what is important? Application. once you've mastered the skill of applying product, except that product is expired or it's just really, really bad formula, there's just no way you can mess up application.
Yeah.
You must be able to, as a makeup artist, work with any product and achieve a flawless output. Flawlessness is the goal.
End goal. Yeah.
It's not how the product looks. No,
nobody knows.
Nobody knows the price. That's what I'm trying to say. So it doesn't matter. Yes, as long as the client is pretty. I personally sometimes will run out of my Estee Lauder foundation. That foundation bottle sometimes I buy for $65, but that's just because I want to splurge. Mm-hmm. I know for a fact that if there's scarcity of that foundation tomorrow, I will make do with Maybelline and I will get the result I want. Yeah. Right? So it doesn't honestly matter the price of your bottle. If you've learned the skill of self-application or client application and you know how to get a flawless base, especially the base, because everything else comes on top of that. Once you've gotten the flawless base, you can maybe play around with some high-end products with your eyeshadow and your lipsticks or whatever. But your foundation must always be flawless, right? So it's just application of the product. It doesn't matter.
Okay, from what you're saying, once you get the right foundation or good foundation, you can always improvise with it.
You can go from there. I think once you've worked out the basic, which is skin work first, because you can't just, that's a mistake we used to make back in the days, just putting foundation straight on your skin. Mm-hmm. You have to prep the skin to receive the products you're putting on it. So when you done proper skin work, you've done proper foundation application, concealer application, you've done your contouring, you've done your highlighting. That's why they call it foundation. There's a reason it's foundation. That's the beginning. Yeah. So once you've gotten that beginning part right, you can then work your way up with a variety of products from there. But my point is, it doesn't matter
if it's
how much it costs. Yes. No, it doesn't.
Talking about your clients right now, we have the Hispanic, the white, the black. Work with any type of clients, depending on the skin tone or whatever.
Oh, I don't have any preferences. I've worked with all colors of people, all ethnicities. I started off, obviously, with more Nigerians. And I would say, to a large extent, 80% of my clients now are still Nigerians. But I've learned to have range. So I remember when I had my first Caucasian client, I bought one bottle of the lightest foundation I could find. It wasn't her shade. In that moment, I realized that the way we blacks have different complexions, they also have complexions. They're not just all white. So I've learned to have range. And I've gone from the lightest to the darkest shade of foundation just to be able to accommodate any complexion whatsoever. So to answer your question, no, I don't have any preferences for who sits on my chair. I would love to make up more people out of the Nigerian community because I've gotten so comfortable in that zone. And I know how we like our makeup. We're loud, we're boisterous, we want to be the center of attention. Your gele must match this and match that. So sometimes I want to branch out and do something different. And see if an Asian person wants just eyeliner or no eyeshadow at all, you know. So that would be interesting. So the goal is honestly to get more non-Nigerian clients.
Okay. So how do you stay current with the, market changes, market trends? How do you stay current?
I mean, I am a social media person. I definitely spend a lot of time online. My beauty page, if I were to tell you what comes up on my explore tab or suggested posts, it's all beauty stuff. Because I follow some really great makeup artists, some here in Edmonton, outside Edmonton, and then globally. And they're constantly posting hacks. They're constantly posting, tricks that you can use to improve on what you're already doing. It is very important in any industry to make sure that you're not left behind. Because, like I said, I learned in 2012, and then I wanted to come back to the business. I had to go and learn what's going on right now. Even as far back as 2016, the way we contoured, the way we highlighted, it was such loud concealers and the nose bridge. So that's not happening right now, right? Yeah. So that's
everything blends.
Everything must blend. There's more focus on complexion work now So and it might not be this same pattern in 5 years or in 2 years. So you must move with the times, and you must make sure that you're not doing what a client comes to you now and you're giving her a face beat of 5 years ago.
5 years ago, yeah.
So I watch a lot of those videos. I practice a lot as well on myself, on my friends who literally have time on their hands. I'm like, come on, sit down, let me do this. But yes, I definitely, I make it a point of duty to stay on top of new trends.
All right. So before I let you go, what is that mistake or beauty mistake you see a lot of people make, and you're like, ew, what's this?
Oh my God, I have to think about this one. Beauty mistake. Okay, well, like I said, I follow a lot of makeup artists, and there's some of them based in Lagos. And I just see a lot of harsh lines with clients' eyebrows, or what other example do I like, where the concealer stops and the contour starts. There's a craze within that beauty industry in Lagos, and some Lagos, in fact, not some, a lot of Lagos makeup artists are beautifully talented people.
Yeah, we have good makeup.
Very, very fabulous makeup artists. But then there's some other few who would do these Owambe gigs every Saturday or so, and you will see them with the gele. Contact lenses would first go on. So you see the client has automatically gone from brown eyes to blue eyes. And I'm looking at them like, where are we going with this?
The food thing.
Yeah. And then when they're done, their eyebrows don't look blended. And it's not because they don't know how to blend it. It's on purpose. They want to give it a sharp look.
Yeah.
And that it makes me cringe, because I'm like, nobody does makeup like that anymore. I think everybody just wants a soft, like I woke up like this type of glam.
Yeah.
Is the trend I'm noticing in recent times. So when I see those makeup artists with the sharp lines and the very extremely bright under eye concealers and the blue eyes, contact lenses, I pray for them. That's the simple answer. I just say a short prayer for them and hope that they will eventually see the light.
Oh, nice.
And come to the better side.
All right, thank you so much for joining us today. We truly enjoyed it. So good to have you.
Thank you, sis.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you next time. Bye.